Can someone with bipolar disorder actually live a stable life? Not just survive, not just make it through another week, not just bounce from one episode to the next, but actually wake up most mornings with peace, have healthy relationships, hold a job, dream again, and generally enjoy life. If you've ever asked yourself that question, today's episode is for you, because I want to tell you something I wish someone had told me years ago. Stability isn't something you find, it's something you build. And that's good news, because it's built, it means it's possible. Today I'm going to share 5 things I've learned and have made the biggest difference in my own journey with bipolar disorder. And later I'll share a personal story about a time when I thought stability would never be possible for me. So let's dive in. One of the biggest lies bipolar disorder tells us is that we're either going to be completely well or completely falling apart. It makes us believe there are only 2 options. But stability doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean you'll never have another depressive episode. It doesn't mean you'll never experience hypomania, mania, anxiety, or difficult days. Stability means your difficult days no longer control your entire life. It means you've built enough support, awareness, healthy habits, that when life shakes you, you don't completely fall apart. That was one of the biggest mindset shifts for me. I stopped chasing perfection. I started chasing consistency. So if you're wondering where you start, here are 5 things that can help you begin building stability today. First, protect your sleep like your life depends on it. Because honestly, for many of us, it really does. Sleep is one of the strongest protectors of mood episodes. For years, I thought sleep was optional. I'd stay up working, I'd stay up cleaning, I'd stay up planning, I'd stay up because I simply couldn't turn my brain off. Looking back, so many of my episodes were preceded by disrupted sleep. Today, I see sleep differently. It's not laziness, it's actually treatment. It's one of the healthiest investments I can make in tomorrow's version of myself. Second, build your routines before you think you actually need them. We often wait until we're struggling before creating structure, but routines are the most powerful when they are already in place. Simple things like waking up around the same time each day, eating regularly, moving your body, taking medicine consistently, having predictable evenings. These aren't glamorous, but they are incredibly stabilizing when we use them consistently. Our brains actually love rhythm. Third, learn your personal warning signs. No 2 people experience bipolar disorder exactly the same. Some notice racing thoughts, others notice spending, some become more social, others become irritable, some stop sleeping, others suddenly start 10 new projects. Your warning signs are unique to you. The earlier you notice them, right, the sooner you can actually respond to them. Instead of reacting to a full-blown episode, you're responding to the early warning signs, and that changes everything. Fourth, stop trying to do this alone. Bipolar disorder thrives in isolation. Stability grows in connection. That doesn't mean you need to have dozens of friends. It means having a few safe people. Your psychiatrist, your therapist, a trusted friend, a family member, someone who knows your patterns is really key. Someone who can lovingly say something like, "Hey, you don't seem like yourself today." Sometimes other people can notice the change before we do. And that is not weakness. That's actually wisdom. Finally, give yourself permission to build a meaningful life while still living with bipolar disorder. I think so many of us wait I'll travel when I'm better. I'll date when I'm better. I'll chase my dreams when I'm better. I'll be happy when I'm better. But what if stability isn't waiting on the other side of life? What if stability grows because you're living your life? There was a season in my own life when I honestly believed my future was over. This wasn't right after my diagnosis. It came actually later, after years of trying medications, after relationships that left deep wounds, after my marriage ended, after rebuilding my life from almost nothing, after struggling with addiction, after being hospitalized because of anorexia, and after anxiety after anxiety became so severe that I experienced hallucinations. I remember sitting alone one evening in my own apartment. The room was quiet, but my mind wasn't, and maybe you've been there. I looked around and I thought, is this what my life is always going to be? I wasn't asking dramatically. I genuinely wanted to know, would every year feel like this? Would every dream end because bipolar disorder was in the way? Would I ever become someone people could actually depend upon? Would I ever trust myself again? At the time, I couldn't imagine sitting behind this microphone and actually talking to you. I couldn't imagine writing a book, creating a course, building MindFit empowerment, helping people around the world, training for marathons again, finding joy in running with my dogs before the sunrise. Those things felt impossible, but that's what changed. Not overnight, not because one medication magically fixed everything, not because life suddenly became easy. It changed because I started making one healthy decision at a time. One therapy appointment, one night's sleep, one honest conversation, one boundary, one meal, one run, one medication, one journal entry, one small victory after another. Looking back now, I don't think stability happened because I finally became strong. I think it happened because I stopped expecting one giant breakthrough and started respecting my small daily choices. That's where healing began. If you're listening today and you're discouraged, I want you to hear this. Your diagnosis is not your destiny. Your past does not get the final word. Your hardest season does not define the rest of your story. Can someone with bipolar disorder live a stable life? Absolutely. But stability isn't found in one perfect medication or one perfect therapist or one perfect routine. It is built through hundreds of small decisions repeated over time. Will there still be setbacks? Probably. Will there still be difficult seasons? Most likely. I still have hard days. I still have to pay attention to my sleep. I still have to manage stress. I still have to ask for help sometimes. But there is a big difference. Those difficult moments no longer convince me my whole life is falling apart. Because now I have tools, I have awareness, I have support, and I have hope. And you can actually build those things too. Maybe not overnight, but one day at a time, one choice at a time, one step at a time. As we close today, I want to leave you with this thought. You don't have to wait until you're perfectly stable to begin living. You can build stability while you are living. One healthy choice, one hopeful thought, one courageous step after another. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize you've built a life that once felt impossible, just like I did. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. If this episode encouraged you, I'd love you to subscribe to this podcast or YouTube channel so you never miss an episode. And if you know someone who is wondering whether a stable life is with bipolar is even possible, share this episode with them. Sometimes hope begins with hearing someone else saying, I've been there too. Until next time, remember, bipolar disorder may be part of your story, but it doesn't have to be the whole story. Keep living and thriving and building your beautiful life. Until the next episode, be empowered. I'm Jen. Thanks for spending this time with me. I'll see you again soon.